making it a table match, because tonight we're going to beat you at your own game. And after it's all said and done, you're going to be taking splinters out of your fat asses all night long because you got some fat asses. The only chance you have no chance, but you had a chance, is that you can run lickety-split. Because you can't run because you got some fat asses. And after it's done, we're going to have a tailgate party for all my freaks out there in Atlanta, Georgia.
Gonna stick you in the eye with a foreign object. Gonna poke you in the eye with a foreign object.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Thunder Pod. It's going to be AEW edition again. I'm catching up on my WWE stuff, but I had a lot to catch up on since my TomTom exploded. So this week we're going to be talking about Dynamite, a little recap of what happened, some of my thoughts, and then some predictions and an idea of what's coming on this coming Saturday at All Out as well. So we'll be doing Dynamite kind of review and an All Out predictions kind of thingamajigger. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thingamajigger? I should kill myself. Dynamite this week emanated from UW Milwaukee. I assume that's the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Panther Arena. It was better than last week in Champaign. They're doing college towns now, I guess. I don't know if that's a thing, if that's going to be a thing. But it's better than, Milwaukee's better than Champaign. Champaign is a dump, and they're never going to draw there. So, I prefer, if you're going to do college towns, do a real college. And UW Milwaukee is a real school. Whatever. I'm sure Champaign, U of I, you can get a great education, but it's a podunk-ass town. Anyway, this week, September 4th, episode of Dynamite, like I said, emanated from Milwaukee, the Panther Arena. Show opened with Say Hello to Your Mother for Me, Danny Garcia coming down to the ring. Danny can really spit hot fire these days. I remember when he first started, he wouldn't say shit if he had a mouthful. And now he's out there MJFing it up. So yeah, he's going after MJ out here too. It's appropriate, I suppose. He had a couple of digs that were max level fuck yous. He mentioned MJF going to Turkey to get hair plugs, which is way too specific. A rip to levy on somebody if it's not true, because if I were to say that to somebody, you went to Zimbabwe to get a nose job, they would look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? You pulled that out of your ass. That it was not the reaction that Max had. So I think he probably did go get plugs. I thought he had a naturally full and lush head of hair, but I guess he did go get plugs when he was out recovering from his injuries, taking care of his body in more ways than one, I suppose. MJF had a good dig back at skinny ass Danny Garcia. Danny needs to get some creatine or something in his diet. Hit the gym, because I think that's really the only thing that's holding him back these days. And MJF does tend to strike at the heart of the matter when he's cutting a promo on somebody, and he called Garcia a skinny ass Ozempic addict looking motherfucker, basically, and it's kind of true. You got to bulk up a little bit, Danny. He's 25 years old, I guess. It's hard to bulk up at that age, or at least it's hard to get a good hookup for your steroids, I suppose. Max himself was 27, I think, when he all of a sudden his body got shaped like Perry Saturn's. I like that Danny Garcia is like within canon, is like a dummy, because he goes running after Max into the stands and he just fucking eats a face full of a wine bottle. Like Max goads him up into the stands and then just smashes him in the face with a wine bottle. And that was funny. That's all I had to say about that segment. Outside of a side note that I really love MJF's white suit, black Burberry scarf look. It's very sharp looking. And I appreciate it. Looks like a Bond villain or something. Next on the docket on Dynamite this week, we got no big deal. Mark Briscoe just cutting another fucking all-time panty dropper of a promo. I will recite a small part of it for you. When they go to Mark, he's with the conglomeration as usual, and asked him, because Will Ospreay is joining them this week, asked him how'd that go down, and he said that Kyle O'Reilly gave him a call on the phone, and this is how it went. He held the finger phone to his ear the whole time. But he said, what he said was, I said, Will. He said, yeah, Will. I said, you mean British Bill? The real deal? The man that brings the thrills and leaves the opposition taking pain pills? He said, yeah, that's the Will. I said, Will Ospreay? Hell yeah. Man down to conglomerate. I hope that he cuts one of these promos every week in perpetuity. Or at least until I shuffle off this mortal coil, because Mark Briscoe will never cease to amuse me with his crazy bullshit. I think he and Kyle O'Reilly and I share an affinity for what Mark Briscoe is laying down in every one of these fucking promos. The next thing we got was the AEW Continental title match. It was big news on the internet when that graphic dropped. I actually was on Twitter and Reddit and whining and complaining myself a little bit about the match not making sense for TV because he shouldn't give number one contender, blah 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 blah. But the truth is, I was complaining, whining, and bitching and moaning because I've been spending too much time on the internet. And then the match absolutely blew my tits off. And I remembered that it's way more important to me to be entertained by something like super awesome than it is to worry like when and why they're doing the super awesome thing. I am not a television producer. I do not give a fuck if they give away an awesome thing to me for free other than me getting to watch the awesome thing. And this match was dope as hell. I totally... a bit on they teased the draw, which was it was cool because they did a draw with Okada, with Claudio. It was last week or the week prior, so that was in the back of your mind, and they did the countdown thing, and it came right down to the wire. Okada got the win, but both guys looked fantastic. Something else I wanted to mention: I'm getting a little tired of people like bitching of the community of the discourse. Crying about Okada having a comedy character. He's one of the greats. He's great, one of the greatest of all time. It's beneath him to have a comedy character, yada, yada, yada. He's a comedy wrestler. Shut the fuck up. You're wrong. And I hope you know you're wrong. And it's just bad faith, because otherwise it's just stupid. Because what Okada does is, he just says funny shit sometimes. He says funny shit, and that's all. That does not equal a comedy character. Because when you are a wrestler and you say funny shit, like in vignettes or whatever, in promos, but then you go on to have like nothing but incredible fucking matches, all of which you win, you are just a top guy who says funny shit sometimes. He's not a comedy character. He's like super dominant. And that's why wins and losses mattering. You got to pay attention to that shit. Because yeah, he says bitch a lot. That's his thing. He amuses himself, and it amuses a lot of us that he does that. But he also wins all his goddamn matches. So no, he's not Santino. So shut the fuck up about that, please. I've never seen Okada wrestle a comedy match, and I don't think we ever will. Anyway, I totally bought the draw tease when they did it. This match fucked. And also, Takeshita came down at the end, and I realized that I have to go purchase myself a pair of yellow Chuck Taylors and Aladdin Z Cavarici pants, because Takeshita looked like a bad motherfucker in them. I guess I probably should work out a little harder too if I want to really get the Takeshita look down completely, but I probably won't do that. I'll probably just go with the yellow shoes and the Z Cavaricis. Next up on the docket, it was like a little vignette. Swerve Strickland. He just did like a super wholesome little video package about how he was finally able to buy his childhood home. Just recently was able to buy his childhood home that his family had been evicted from years ago when he was a kid. It was just a nice little video package. Just real nice, feel-good segment. It was nothing more than that at all. The next thing that we had up was Jamie Hayter's banger music hits, and Jamie Hayter faced off against poor Robin Renegade. Robin Renegade is the Brooklyn Brawler of the AEW Women's Division. Just a real solid hand who gets her ass absolutely handed to her in every match. They put her in there not just to lose, but to just eat lariats and forearms and like sweet cheek musics from all the hardest hitting women in the division. And she takes it like a champ. Jamie Hayter in this match for the first time since she came back looked 100%. She even looks like thicker again. She looks like she's putting muscle back on, but she was hitting, just smacking the shit out of poor Robin Renegade. And it was awesome. Jamie changed up her finisher, I think, because what she had been doing was it was just the Rainmaker. And I think now because the Rainmaker is there in AEW, she does it's a variation, but the variation looks cooler for her than the Rainmaker did. Her Rainmaker was always a little, the Haterade. They still call it the Haterade, but it's a little different. Her Haterade always looked a little clunky. I mean, even Okada's can occasionally, cause it's a lot of moving parts, but now she does it's a little bit tighter move, and she still whacks the shit out of the opponent with that Stan Hansen ass lariat. Watching this match, I couldn't help but think that I just absolutely cannot wait for eventually, we'll get it eventually, to see Jamie Hayter and Mariah May try and murder one another. And when that inevitably happens, it will rule. And it'll rule because they are just two awesome wrestlers who hit hard, and will have nothing to do with my own personal proclivity for powerful, assertive women who also happen to be kind of bitchy sometimes. It's just going to rule because they're awesome wrestlers, and they wrestle good. On an unrelated note, what's Alexa Bliss been up to? I was always a big fan of hers. Anyway, Mox comes out now to talk about Darby Allin some more, and how Darby gets it, and Darby understands it's not a right, it's a privilege to be able to do this, and you have to do it with reckless abandon, yada yada. I'm yada yadaing, but this is the best work Mox has done, since he had significant hair on his head, like pre-punk Mox promo level. It's intriguing the way that he's talking. I'm pretty sure he's out of the Blackpool Combat Club, which hoorah, because it seems like he's just building his own stable. He just kind of Irish goodbye to BCC, and those guys don't realize it's happened yet, and they're coming off kind of dorky, except for Wheeler Yuta. He always comes off just cool as fuck. But but they're coming up kind of dorky. I kind of like that. And Moxley's just like doing his thing. So not really calling Darby out. Just again, he's like, I know Darby's not even in this city, but well, then why out here, Mox? But I like where it could lead, because I think the pairing of Darby and Mox, does make like sense for them. It could lead to a cool little faction. I mean, already got Marina Shafir there, and she looks like a billion times better than she ever has. Just doing the Moxley stuff, the muscle basically for Mox so far. She's looking great. So if you add Darby to it, that's a cool dynamic, because I do understand Moxley sees himself in Darby, even though they like aesthetically are different and they wrestle different styles. They definitely approach the game in a similar way. And I think Mox, when he was home, he was probably thinking a lot about like how to repackage himself. And he's a smart dude. And I think that it makes sense. I also like that Darby has, in the past, has like turned down a bunch of different mentors. And the only guy that he accepted was Sting eventually, because Darby in canon is like super discerning when it comes to like who he wants to look up to. He talks about it too, but he doesn't really look up to anybody. And then Sting came along. Oh, Sting, of course, now Sting is like a father figure to him. So it's going to be interesting whether Darby accepts or rejects Moxley. If he rejects him, it could lead to like a pretty badass feud too. I wouldn't mind saying that at all for a little while. The most important thing though is, in my own head, what I like to think about while like Moxley's out cutting these promos, calling for Darby Allin and heaping praise upon him. What I think about is that Mox finally got his like few months off, his few month vacation that people were calling for like years. And in my own personal imagination, what his vacation looked like was him just like pacing around his house with like no shirt on and just like sweatpants and socks, just nonstop talking at Renee about Darby Allin. like Renee is just trying to get some laundry done or some shit, and Moxley's just like standing there, like hovering over and saying stuff like, "But babe, listen to me for just a sec. Seriously, babe, just listen to me. Hear me out. It's like he really gets it, you know? And like, that's all he did for 3 months. And that's why he immediately, when he returned to television, that's all he's doing is coming after Darb. And I'm sure Renee is very happy to be rid of him at this point, if that's how it actually went down. But, in my head, it is. And that's all that really matters. Because to thine own self, we must be true. Next up. Okay. You got me again, Ayatollah. This Jericho segment slapped. His insane spray tan that he has now works. The fact that he's randomly pissed off at Orange Cassidy for something that happened like during COVID works. Saying that the jacket that Cassidy ruined cost $7,000 works, because it's just a very funny amount of money to say that a jacket costs. If he said $10,000, it would be less funny. If he said $5,000, it would be less funny. If he said $500, it would be $7,000. Have a $7,000 jacket. It's just a funny number. And that works. Most importantly, the fact that he was wearing a bright orange blazer the whole time he was saying all this stuff works most of all. And maybe even more importantly, he got rid of the fucking insane, goofy voice. Thank the Lord. Also, then the fart smell, indignation face that Jericho made after Orange Cassidy accepted the challenge worked as well. I just can't quit you, Chris Jericho. Now our next segment was the AEW Women's World title match. Mariah May, champion, versus Nyla Rose. So every once in a while, she's like kind of like Shinsuke Nakamura, where when Nyla decides she's going to bring it, it rules. Every once in a while, when Nyla like feels like it, she will put on a fucking absolute slobber knocker, and that's what this match was. Mariah wins, obviously, but it was just a really good match. Hard hitting, beat the shit out of each other. My hope is Nyla was here on Dynamite, though, to remind people about her existence, because I have a prediction from the pay-per-view that involves her. And as wrestling fans, we all want to be right all the time, as you well know. So my hope is that that's why she was there. But in the meantime, we got a pretty kick-ass match out of it. So next, Mercedes, Sasha, Queen. Just say there's a price to pay when you mess with Monet. Don't add extra words. Don't make it extra wordy. Snoop Dogg is your cousin, for Christ's sake. Run your bars past him once in a while. That's all I have to say about that segment. The next thing up was the show ended on an angle, so I suppose the next thing up was the main event of the evening. It was a non-title 6-man tag match. The Blackpool Combat Club, this iteration being Claudio Castagnoli and the living legend Wheeler Yuta, plus Pac, who they like are kind of intimating he's just in the BCC now. Like Danielson came down was on commentary, and he was just like, "Yeah, Pac's a perfect fit for us here in the Blackpool Combat Club." Okay, I guess that happened. Maybe he's just gonna slot into the Mox spot, and they're not gonna act like nothing happened. And Moxley's just gonna have his own new stable, and Pac will no, Pac has always been here. And they faced off against the conglomeration. This iteration of that being Kyle O'Reilly, and Orange Cassidy, and their extra person was Will Bloody Ospreay. This week, my biggest thought on this was that the conglomeration, I don't know if you guys have seen, they have an awesome new t-shirt in the shop AEW. And by that, I mean, it does not look anything like a fucking wrestling t-shirt. There are no pictures of faces, just like a cool looking, ambiguous, like designed logo, which for years, it drives me crazy. And when is wrestling, like all companies, when are they going to learn that the simple, no face picture of like wrestlers, that's always better? It could be pretty much anything like logo, phrase related, if that's all that it is. If it's simple and like people can't tell that you're wearing a wrestling shirt, because I don't wear anybody's fucking face on my shirts. It's weird that wrestling expects me to do that. It makes me feel like people look at me, and if I'm wearing that shirt, it's like a giant, embarrassing, dorky, I am a nerd sign around my neck. Like, oh, I worship this big, muscly man whose picture I wear upon my chest. Look at history. The Hot Rod, Austin 316, NWO, the Purple Macho Man shirt, CM Punk. Best shirts are always ambiguous and just a cool, simple logo. And the conglomeration has one of those now. So go check it out because it's dope looking. Anyway, every conglomeration match is great. And Pac and Ospreay at All Out is going to look like a match that was made in CGI. The final thing that happened on the show was we get Swerve in the ring with Prince Nana. They're there for a previously announced contract signing with Hangman for the upcoming cage match. So Swerve is there by himself. They're waiting for Hangman to come out. He does not come out. Instead, Hangman he pops up on the Tron, and and he's at some other undisclosed location, like talking into his phone at Swerve. Cuts a promo that is just like good acting, not good like good for wrestling acting. It just was very well acted. Like it could have been in a regular TV show or movie or something. Promo ruled, and it was like all a one take thing, and it was amazing. It's more unhinged Hangman stuff, but he's talking about how he wants to take away anything that Swerve cares about, and the mistake that Swerve made was letting people know that there was something he cared about. So I do kind of wonder if Hangman like saw the segment an hour ago on Dynamite and then flew to Seattle or wherever that childhood home was to make this happen like that fast, because that's where he was. He was at the house that Swerve purchased, his childhood home, that we learned about earlier in the show. And as Hangman is cutting this promo, he's dumping gasoline everywhere. Like I have no idea how they did this segment safely, or if they did it safely, or if they just said, fuck it, this is going to look awesome. But Hangman appeared to pour a trail of gas, like as he left the front door of the house. The trail of gas, like all the way up to this like Archie Bunker ass chair that was like only 12 feet or so in front of the house. And then he proceeds to ignite the gas trail, which then ignites the house into a raging inferno. It looked like it was him igniting. I'm sure there was like a pyro expert guy just out of frame that did the like actual igniting of the fire. But I'll be goddamned if Hangman did not stay sitting in that Archie Bunker chair like 12 feet in front of a goddamn raging inferno house fire. If it was like green screen or something, it's the best I've ever seen. It's better than like the Mandalorian and that new technology or whatever. I'm 99% sure it was just Hangman Page sitting like hazardously close to a fire that like looked completely out of hand almost immediately. So I kind of think it was reckless. I don't think they did it safely. And that rules, because it looked fucking awesome. That's how the show ended. It was our go home for All Out. It was a pretty good way to set up that match coming up. Let me take a sip. And we move on to my predictions for All Out 2024, which is taking place in the most magical place on Earth, not Plainview, Long Island, New York, but the suburbs of my own hometown of Chicago, Illinois. It's going to be at the Now Arena this Saturday, September 7th. Still tickets on sale. Look, I checked Ticketmaster. Look like it's probably going to be pretty close to a sellout. Now Arena is a good size venue. I saw, if I had mentioned in the past, I saw CM Punk and MJF have their first match in Now Arena, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It was perfect size for AEW for that kind of show, especially coming off of All In. Evidently, they're moving All In to July next year, so there'll be a full month in between the two pay-per-views instead of this year. At least we had 2 weeks, so like this feels better. And they started building this pay-per-view like alongside the build for All In, so that made it feel a little bit better too. But it's still just goddamn stupid to have two pay-per-views 2 weeks apart. Thank God for VPNs and for the British being unwilling to pay $60 for a wrestling show. Is all I got to say about that. The first match that I'm going to talk about here is the AEW International Championship match. Will Bloody Ospreay, the Billy Goat Prof, up against Pac. And my big question is, where the fuck on the card do you put this match? because I don't think they're going to do like a 13-minute, or I think they're going to give them the 20 plus like match of the year effort, like all out Osprey Pac match. And if you open the show with that, I think you run the risk of tiring everybody out. Although, yeah, people, the crowds at these AEW pay-per-views, I got to stop doubting them because they just consistently kick ass. The AEW pay-per-views are the best thing that there is in wrestling. Anybody that says otherwise is bad faith, or one of those like Twitter people that has like a picture of Vince McMahon in their profile or whatever. It's that like AEW is not great always, but the pay-per-views, they just don't miss. And the crowds are part of that. Like the crowds don't miss either. So I guess you could open the show with it and they're still going to be hot for the rest of the show. I kind of think because I want it to happen. I'm gonna say my prediction is I like Pac to go over here. I think that dude like spikes himself twice a week, so he deserves a big win. He has not had a big win in a long ass time, and actually he has now stayed healthy for like a while. My theory was they were not like putting him in any big long programs since like 2019, 2020, because the dude would get hurt like without fail. He would get hurt for long periods of time every year. And that has not happened this year. So maybe they're feeling confident enough to like put him in an actual program, like a singles program. And if he beats Will Ospreay, that'd be a good way to kick that off. And like, Will's still my favorite, but the dude is, he's fireproof. He's like, he's just the best wrestler there is on earth right now. So like he can lose. It's fine. Pac beat fucking Kenny Omega on like the first or second Dynamite or whatever. And also Pac like decimated Will Bloody Ospreay on Dynamite. So you got an excuse built in. Like he's going in hurt. So I'd like to see Pac get the win. The next match I want to talk about is the AEW Continental Championship match. Kazuchika Okada versus to be determined, because the Collision has not happened yet, and this match is going to be a 4-way match, which I don't like. The Bucks have no power. To Matthew and Nicholas no longer have any sway, because why is Okada, their boy, got to be stuck in a 4-way like for his belt? It's terrible, and he's going to face some beasts because his opponents to be determined on Collision through a series of matches. Orange Cassidy versus Bryan Keith, Lance Archer versus Mark Briscoe, and Takeshita versus the Beast Mortos, which is that match is gonna rule. But obviously, it's gonna be OC, Briscoe, and Takeshita. So poor Okada, he's got to put his belt on the line in a 4-way for no reason. I mean, the dude, he did nothing wrong. He just defended his title in a banger against Koyo Fletcher. I don't know why he gets stuck in the 4-way with like Takeshita. It's some bullshit. He's getting punished here. But on the other hand, who gives a fuck? Because this match is going to slap. I assume that, like I said, it's going to be Orange Cassidy, Takeshita, and Briscoe, because of course it is. And I think Okada is going to retain in what will certainly be a banger. And after which people will still complain and cry that Okada is a comedy character. I actually had an idea for what I think could be a pretty badass stable. I think you take Takeshita, you take Danny Garcia, and Koya Fletcher, and in the spirit of the Shield, or like if there was a good version of the Nexus, you put those guys together, get them some matching outfits, and have them just show up every week on Dynamite and fucking wreck shop until they get their due, their push, their title matches, whatever, like the Shield did, essentially. because those three can all go like a motherfucker, and they're all super young. So like people complaining that they haven't gotten their big push yet is kind of bad faith. That they're like way younger than almost any wrestler is when they get their first big actual like big top of the card program. But I think that would be a dope thing to see. Takeshita Garcia and Koyo Fecha just like turtlenecked up or whatever, beating the shit out of people, ruining Dynamites for weeks on end until Takeshita gets his title match that he can win in like a shock way, bringing together all of my fantasy booking. Anyway, Okada's winning this match. MJF versus Danny Garcia. I really like in the build to this match how MJF just does not like respect Garcia enough to fear him the way that he fears all of his babyface opponents. He always is like running away or doing that. I'm not going to face you in this podunk town bullshit. He's not doing that at all with Garcia. He's like, you're a kid. I'm not running away from you. Like, come get some. And he's been doing it the entire time. For this match, like my intuition wants to say, the veteran MJF should put over the young guy. But then I remember that MJF is like pretty much the same fucking age as Danny Garcia. He's just a prodigy who's going to go down as the greatest of all time when it's all said and done. These two, I think, are going to have all of us, me included, super believing that Danny Garcia is going to finally get his big win. And then Max is going to do something truly horrible and win. And he should, because he's a bigger star. He's way more over. I love Danny Garcia. MJF should win. And he's gonna, I think. And everybody's got to fucking relax. Garcia's 25 years old. He just learned how to cut a promo like last week. He has plenty of time. Pretty sure he just signed like a 5-year extension too. So with the extension, that would work perfect for my stable idea. Put in the comments below ideas for a name for that faction or stable, or if they should have a manager. Oh yeah, by the way, these are all going to go up on YouTube now. From here on out, every Blue Thunder pod is going up directly to YouTube, the video to YouTube as well, not just the audio, which had been the case until now. But I'm proficient enough, I think, at doing the V part of the AV of this thing that I'm going to put these all up on YouTube. I'm thinking I made a third channel. Go check it out. Blue Thunder Guy on YouTube. That's more of a character driven comedy thing. Haven't decided whether I'm going to put these Blue Thunder pods there or just throw them up on the official original Blue Thunder Pod podcast YouTube channel, which would make more logical sense, but the other channel has got more views already, so I may throw these on there too for visibility's sake. AEW TBS Championship match, Mercedes Money versus Hikaru Shida. And Camille is banned from ringside. Mercedes kind of needs a banger because she's treading water right now. So Shida could provide it for her here, I think. Again, she's got Shinsuke Nakamura syndrome where she doesn't always show up, but when she does, it's a fucking certified banger. So I think that Mercedes could get that here. If they want to do like a guarantee Mercedes banger, to do the goddamn Statlander match. I don't care. They're both heels. It's perfect. I promise you they will have perfect ring chemistry. Like they fit together like a glove. I want to see that match. But Shida is a good option here for Mercedes on like a 2-week build too. She's going to win. Money is going to win. I think because Camille is banned from ringside, when the newest member of her, what would now be a faction, comes down and pulls some bullshit. I think she's going to get another Lady Hoss. I think that it has to be a Lady Hoss that can talk, because she can't, and neither can Camille. So they need a mouthpiece. So I think Nyla Rose would be perfect, because she can talk real good, and she's a Hoss. I think she'd be a perfect addition. And that would immediately be like a pretty formidable faction for the big signing Mercedes Moné. They should just call her Sasha Banks, like freaking saying, yeah, sue me. WWE's trying to be like the babyface promotion now. They're like, oh yeah, no, we let people take their names and stuff now. Like we're past the Vince days. They're trying to like, yeah, they brought in evidently a PR person or something, because they're trying to be like the good guy company now. So I think you probably can get away with it. No, I'm just going to fucking call myself Sasha Banks. And you're not going to stop me, are you, evil WWE? And Triple H, no, of course not. We're the good guys now. So use that against them. And call yourself Sasha Banks again. Yeah, get the music too. Who gives a shit? AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Young Bucks, EVPs, Matthew Nicholas Jackson versus Claudio Castagnoli and the living legend, Wheeler Yuta. I have a feeling that the Bucks are going to throw themselves on the grenade of the death spot on the card here, because they've done that before, and this match doesn't really have any build. But they will have won the crowd over by the end of the match, because they do. It's like clockwork. They go in the death spot. There's no heat for the first 2/3 of the match, but by the end, they've won the crowd over, and like people are biting on near falls and shit. The Bucks are going to win this one, but Wheeler Yuta is going to come out looking like an absolute superstar, because he always does. Next up, the Chicago Street Fight. I wonder what street they're going to fight on. Maybe Halstead, Kedzie, MLK. Should be MLK. Do like Brownsville or something. That'd be a good place to have a street fight. Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander. This has got to be the blow-off match, I imagine. And if that is the case, and it's going to be a good one, but if it is the case, I think Stat has to win. She should win. I also think she should like bloody Willow up. Like go get that heat, sis. Like bloody up the super baby face. Willow doesn't need any help, so like let Stat get the rub from this one. AEW World Championship match, not the main event of the evening, because the main event of the evening is undeniable. This is Bryan Danielson, the AEW champion, who I think is going to have a long-ass run, because I think he was lying about his daughter wanting him to retire, because he likes pulling our legs. He likes bullshitting. Said he learned it from Cody. And he lies about everything. Does it all the time, and he's a cheeky little prick. So I think he's going to be the champ for a long time. Jack Perry's not winning the belt off of him here, as friend of the program Stus put it. Yeah, good luck to Jack Perry trying to beat Bryan Danielson in his first title defense in a match that is not the main event. But for how it goes down, fuck it. I am going to predict my fantasy book thing that I would love to see. I have no idea if he's healthy enough yet, but I had some of my intestines surgically removed recently, and I'm back in fighting order. I'm able to work and work out a little bit, so I assume that is the same as professional wrestling. I want Kenny Omega to return here because the Bucks insinuated that they're going to interfere in this match and do everything they can to make sure Jack Perry wins. And that they retire Danielson. So they're going to pull some bullshit, and a good counter to that would be Kenny, by God, Omega coming down. And then maybe we can get like a couple of months program of Bryan Danielson and Kenny, by God, Omega tag teaming together against the goddamn Young Bucks. Because that would... make my little boner pop up, because I love the Elite, and I'm an AEW fucking nerd, And as you can go check out on the Blue Thunder Guy YouTube channel, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, is the greatest wrestler that's ever lived. And I proved that on that channel. So it'd be great to see Kenny and Danielson teaming up against the best tag team of all time in the Young Bucks. Reminiscent of the days of Hangman and Kenny teaming and feuding with the Bucks, I think. Speaking of Hangman, the main event of the evening. What is now, because Hangman did not sign the contract, what is now a unsanctioned lights out steel cage match. We got Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page. I assume they are going to want to continue to escalate the violence between these two. So, my prediction for the match, with that in mind, is I'm going to say Swerve wins, probably by using a bazooka. I'm going to say the loose meat that was formerly Adam Page will be unable to answer the 10 count, and Swerve will win. Because, will what the fuck am I talking about? Swerve will win here. Because it was just absolutely apoplectic at the end of Dynamite, and that leads me to believe that he's gonna come away the victor here. And the only way to out violence the Texas Death Match, I think it's just straight up murder. So we're gonna see that for the first time. Hangman Adam Page will go down in history as a legend in professional wrestling for giving his life in the main event of a secondary AEW pay-per-view. It's going to fucking rule the show. I'll be watching it by myself this time because I can't convince people to come to my house 2 times in a row this close together. I don't know why. I'm a pleasant host. But I'll be watching it, and so will you, because you're listening to a fucking wrestling podcast done by a AEW nerd. So you're definitely going to watch this shit. And we're all going to get to see Hangman Adam Page get murdered together. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll be back again next week. I think I'll be able to start doing some WWE stuff again next week. I am almost caught up on the shit that I missed out on. It's not Shakespeare, so it's not taking real long to catch up. But I know, like, pretty lights and cool camera effects. Yeah, I understand why you watch. But I'll have something for you, WWE wise too. I've decided I'm done. Like bitching, like serious complaining about any wrestling. I will be making fun. I'm going to be making fun a lot, because that would just not be in character for myself. I would, to thine own self, I would not be being true if I were not to make fun of this bullshit that we watch every week in professional wrestling. But I'm not going to complain anymore. I'm just going to talk about stuff that I think is dope and make fun of the fun stuff that I think is so bad that it's funny. And sometimes the stuff that's so dope, it's funny. Because they can be both. Like Hangman Adam Page doing the lighting the house on fire that we just learned existed an hour prior. Is dumb as fuck, and it was awesome. Like I said, thanks for joining me. Check out my other YouTube channel, Blue Thunder Guy, for that first video I put up, and there'll be more to come. And hope you guys continue to join me, because I love doing this, and boy, I sure do love professional wrestling. Bye, everybody.
He's simply ravishing.